In the frozen waters of the Baltic in December 1913, the Soviet Union is desperate. Soviet forces are out escorting their convoys because the losses of transports have become unsustainable. This has been a surprise to the German raider groups, and that they suddenly find such strong escort forces on previously unsupported, more or less unsupported convoys. In the first engagement, the Hessen and the Derfflinger are on encountering a combined battle group of a Danish battleship, apparently built by probably built by Italy, as well as a Soviet battlecruiser, 2 heavy cruisers, and a destroyer. So we will engage, but we'll have to be careful here. We have actually, there was actually another battle that I was trying to record earlier, but unfortunately the whole thing crashed. I had to load, I had already overwritten the save, so at that point I did not have a chance to re-record that, but we have lost the Wuppertal in a different battle against a Soviet battle group. She has almost taken down the Petropavlovsk class battleship, but the Soviets scored a really, really lucky hit. Can't show you that, unfortunately, but just in case you were wondering where she went, she is at the bottom of the sea. That's a very tragic loss, and yes, sorry, I would have really liked to show you that, but unfortunately the recording crashed and I did not have a chance to replay that. So instead, we're seeing Derfflinger and Hessen, who have not yet heard of the news of the loss of the Wuppertal, engaging yet another really strong escort force. And we'll have to see how well they do against the Soviet Baltic Fleet. I would have really loved if the battleships had decided to come out, but no, it's once again up to the battlecruisers. Well, to be fair, the battleships weren't really raiders. The battlecruisers, yes, but we didn't expect the Baltic Fleet to run escort duty. So we'll engage, but with care. Okay, we are starting to take fire. So something is out there. They have spotted us, but we so far have not spotted them just yet. Hessen and Derfflinger are being engaged already, but so far we haven't really... Oh, there we go. What have we spotted? That should be the Danish battleship, I presume. Is she flying a Danish flag? Yes, she is. So what are we looking at here? 8 guns. And... we'll see how well that thing is working. We also have a bunch of cruisers here, so we need to be somewhat careful. That is probably the Soviet battleship. Looks very pre-Dreadnought, but we do have to be careful that we're not giving, especially in a pass like this, that we're not giving too much broadside. So we will turn in ever so slightly, and I think V13 here. Is she in torpedo range? Just about. So I think V13 here is going to try to launch her torpedoes. This is a very old destroyer. So we'll smoke up already. We'll launch the torpedoes as soon as she gets a chance, and then we'll see how that goes. But I do have to be really careful with these battle cruisers. That they are not, and I think V13 is starting to take fire now. Where's that thing turning? She is turning to port. So torpedoes on aggressive and get out of here. So full turnabout, launch the torpedoes. First blood for the Germans. We have, I think, landed a hit on the Danish battleship. But nothing major, just a partial penetration on the deck. And there is also, what is this? An armored cruiser? Yeah, probably one of those Soviet armored cruisers that we do encounter from time to time. Not sure if V13 has launched her fish, but it looks like the Danish battleship might be disengaging. And I think we need to... okay, what else have we spotted? That is another armored cruiser or a light cruiser. Could be either. We might have to shift targets here. The solution isn't great. And we are firing high explosive at the moment due to the angles. But we have to be careful not to get too close. And to maintain sufficient armor angling against these things, because these are just battle cruisers, not battleships, and we are starting to take a little bit of fire. And we also have to watch out for torpedoes. So V13 can get around and see if she can set a couple of fires, but it looks like they are somewhat disengaging. Danish battleship has taken some very minor damage. Soviet battleship is sailing away as well, so we might have a chance here to clear up the cruiser then. We might shift fire to that cruiser here. Yeah, let's shift fire to the cruiser. Maintain our distance to the battleship. Just change course and see if we can quickly blow that out of the water. We might be in torpedo range here, so just ruling that out. Let's adjust course, and V13 can try to pepper them from... she's way too far away to be effective with her guns. She does need to get a little bit closer, but she has torpedoes that are reloading. And have we spotted torpedoes somewhere? I did not see any torpedoes. Where are torpedoes? Okay. Okay. I think my 88mm gunners have managed to blow the torpedoes out of the water. That was lucky. I wasn't paying attention. And at this stage, okay, turn to starboard. Turn to starboard. Unfortunately, that throws our solution off. But where are these guys going? They are sailing away for now. So that gives us a chance. To finish off the trailing cruiser, and V13 can get in a little closer and can get some shots on target as well. Derflinger in the lead and does need to turn in, which again throws our solution off. But we might be able to land a couple good shots on that cruiser over there and finish her off. It's a nice penetrating hit, and she's already looking worse for wear. So hopefully we can finish her off quickly. We are starting to take crossfire from the Danish battleship, so we do need to complete the turn to starboard here from our side and make sure that we finish off that light cruiser. We got lucky here with the torpedoes. That could have gone a lot. Worse. Hold the torpedoes, and Derflinger and Hessen need to finish off that light cruiser so we can start working on the rest of them. I've got a 49% solution, so the 88, the 150s are really not that effective. The 88s are actually better than the 150 mils at this range. Just quite funny. Okay, keep turning. Keep building the solution and make sure Hessen is taking a couple of small caliber hits. Okay, nice hits on the armored cruiser. I think she's about done. So we can get V13 is about, yeah, she's done. V13 does have to be careful. I think I am going to turn V13 around just like that. She doesn't have a smoke. No, that's too dangerous. Other direction. She doesn't have a smoke screen ready. But let's get Derflinger and Hessen to turn in again. And I think we are going to focus on... There's another armored cruiser that we can get out of the way. So let's focus on that one. And make sure that we get that out of the way as soon as we can. Couple shots out. And V13 is going to do a full turn and then try to launch torpedoes at the San Marco Grande, the Italian-Danish battleship. That's definitely interesting interesting to see something new here. And yeah, it's interesting design, to say the least, what the Italians have come up with here. But we'll try to get the cruisers out of the way first, and keep turning ever so slightly to maintain angles against the battle cruiser. These things, I mean, the Tver not so much, but the battleships, the Petropavlovsk class, that's where I've lost the Wuppertal against. At close range, these things are pretty deadly, so not get too close, not get too comfortable with these. And V13 is still reloading torpedoes. We're going to need to wait until she's got the smoke ready, but she can sort of... I think the Danish battleship is not a good candidate, depending on how fast she's going. Okay, let's keep an eye on the battle cruisers. Keep turning. Let's get in range of everything. Okay, nice hits there on the... I think these are no, heavy cruisers. Yeah, so armored cruisers. These things are really outdated. I think even the 88s are getting in on the fun by now. So with the speed of our battle cruisers, I think they can't get away. We just have to keep an eye on what the rest of the group is doing. And yeah, V13 can now start getting into a position where she can launch torpedoes against the San Mario Grande. Maybe cause some flooding. And keep up the turns. And see that you can finish that thing. Oh, okay, nice. That was a penetrating hit on the main belt. So that was pretty much a citadel explosion, and I think she's done for. Okay, that was the Deris. Next up, we will focus on the San Mario Grande. Focus all fire on the San Mario Grande. Keep up the turn, just because we need to not give broadside. And I think V13, where's the San Mario Grande turning? Okay, San Mario Grande is now opening up at V13. We have a bad angle for torpedoes, but I'm going to launch them anyway and get out of here. So I don't want to lose V13. At best, it forces them to maneuver and gets them out of position. So let's switch off the gun ranges again. Let's see if we can... let's see if we can get the battle cruisers into. Oh, there's something on the left. We have a destroyer here as well, unspotted so far. So I might have not been paying attention that there was a destroyer in the game as well. Yeah, V13 needs to get out of here. Need to be careful about a torpedo threat from the left. Okay, focus all secondaries on that thing, and try to make sure that goes. Might have to change. We have to change course in case she's launched torpedoes, which is unfortunately means we're going to give broadside to the battleships, which is very unfortunate. How are our own torpedoes doing? I don't even see them. I think they might not have hit. So do need to be careful with that destroyer for now. Where is she going? Okay, I think the 88s is really the only guns that have any chance of hitting that thing. The battleship is turning about actually, so maybe we can refocus fire onto the destroyer and make sure that thing is not there. Let's change focus for now. We are in a precarious position from long-range fire from the enemy battleships, but I would like to get that destroyer out of the way. So a couple of high explosive shells right into it. There come the torpedoes. Where are they going? Okay, that is the only torpedo. Yeah, I think it was good that we turned, because otherwise we probably would have run straight into those torpedoes. So let's get that destroyer chased down, dealt with, and I think the V13 is out of torpedoes. Oh no, she still has torpedo reload. Okay, so let's get her turned around, and she can give chase and keep an eye on the battle cruisers, on the battleships. Okay, destroyer blown up. And let's refocus our fire at the... who's damaged here? Let's take the San Mario Grande on for starters. and we do need to open up the angles again. And I don't know how well armored that thing is, but the crew has decided to fire high explosive at her. Now we've switched. Nope, yeah. So she might be reasonably well armored. That we believe that we can't. And Derfling has taken an aft belt penetration and has her steering room flooded. So I'm not sure how maneuverable she still is. And we've got V13, who's not having a great impact on the battle so far. We'll wait for her to reload the torpedoes, but we do need to be careful with Derflinger and Hessen. Let's turn away. They seem to be closing in for to get their larger guns on to bear. So I think we do need to turn away at this point. That is meaning, of course, that we are running the risk of some broadside shots again. But I don't want to get any closer to these guys, not after what's just happened to the Wuppertal. And hopefully see if we can. Yeah, Derflinger's got definitely got her rear compartments flooded. So am I seeing shots going out on the left? I'm not sure why, but all guns fire at that thing. And yeah, due to our maneuvers, the precision isn't the greatest, but we are almost in. We're almost in a position that I'm comfortable with. We just need to angle up a little bit more. And V13 is giving chase at this point. The Tver is content to fight at long range and letting the San Mario Grande do the tanking. I think we are about at a good position, and we are starting to score hits on her, but nothing serious so far. And we'll see how tanky these Italian designs are and how much we're going to be doing. Derflinger still flooding, and another overpenetration. Where did she take an overpenetration? Aft belt. Okay, the aft belt is already flooded, so yeah, Derflinger has lost rudder control, I think. So we'll see. I think Hessen has taken the lead at this point and is peppering that ship. But we do need to open up the distance a bit and wait, and maybe hopefully Derflinger can regain rudder control. I think we've got the speed advantage, and we've still got the V13 racing in. I think I'm going to take a shot at the Tver with her, with torpedoes. I just don't want to get too close, because that's a lot of guns. So let's perform the turn, get the torpedoes away, and then resort to ranged gunfire. While Derflinger. Okay, we do need to detach them here. Hessen needs to take the lead. Derflinger has lost rudder control completely, so she's sailing in circles at the moment. So Hessen does need to try. Will have to try and. Oh, that was a good penetrating hit against the San Mario Grande. Where did we hit her? Main belt penetration. Yes, 305mm German armor piercing straight through, and I think that's gonna hurt her. So I think we are actually doing in a relatively decent position. It's just that Derflinger has lost rudder control, so she's turning around in circles. Another penetration, and I think a detonation somewhere. Yeah, the San Mario Grande is not in a good shape anymore. So I think that... Oh, she's launched torpedoes. I think that's going to miss, because we have detached. So we will... Yeah, I think just keep straight. Yeah, we're good torpedo-wise. We're good in terms of torpedoes. Derflinger still just sailing in circles, more or less. Torpedo threat averted, and Hessen keeps hammering away at the San Mario Grande. But wounded ships can be dangerous, so let's not underestimate that. Let's just keep our distance and finish her off with the main guns. Yeah, exactly for that, because we are taking hits, and Derflinger is still is still not really having rudder control. So we might slow down a little bit to 20 knots with Derfflinger. Flush fire on the San Mario Grande. Yes, that's what we like to see. There go the turrets. Yep, her magazines have detonated. Fires have made their way through, and I think that's probably going to spell the end of that ship. As the main gun turrets flying away and going down into the ocean. And she's sinking. Yeah, nice. So at that point, I think our torpedoes again have missed because the Tver has been maneuvering. I'm not sure if Derfflinger can make a turn, but Hessen now needs to turn around, needs to do a hard turn and catch up with the Tver. And we'll see if we can sink that one as well. And I think the V13 is now out of torpedoes, is being targeted by the Tver, so I think V13 can make herself useful hunting convoys if we can find them later on. So I will keep her in the area, but we'll see if we can get Derfflinger to turn. With her damaged rudder, probably not so much. But once Hessen is turned around, she can go in and finish off the Tver. That should not be a problem if we once we actually get some shots on target, and we should have a good crossfire going here. She is, I think, still engaging Derfflinger, but well, we'll see how that goes. Okay, the Tver is pretty much undamaged so far, but she is turning in, which means she's now getting into a crossfire between Derfflinger and Hessen. And we'll keep turning Hessen in to maintain angles. Unfortunately, Derfflinger is not particularly maneuverable. She is still turning in circles, so we'll try to get the rudder under control. But she might be landing the occasional lucky hit here. And V13 has no more torpedoes left, but can still use her guns for a couple of shots. The main work is going to be done by Hessen here at this point. And yes, we do have to be careful with these things at close ranges. A couple of partial penetrations, but nothing serious. Do have to maintain the armor angling. I was planning to cross the T with Hessen, but it looks like she's not having any of that and is maneuvering out of position. Derfflinger still sailing in circles, so she's not too effective. Unfortunately, that means that the Tver is potentially going to close in on her, so we do need to keep Hessen around and make sure that the Soviets don't get anything seriously done. But she's now got her firmly in her sights. The Soviet shells are bouncing off the armor of the Hessen, and we're just waiting for the 305s to reload, really. And then we'll see if we can... How fast is this thing? 27 knots, so about the same speed as us. Yeah, it's also a battle cruiser. Over penetration and flooding, that might slow her down a little bit. But nothing serious so far, so just keep the positioning up. And yeah, this would have actually been a good torpedo position. But I'm going to get V13 to open up again. Derfflinger still sailing in circles. Oh, Hessen is taking some fire now. Yeah, that's what I mean. We do have to be very, very careful that we're maintaining some angles against against these guns, especially at this range. But I don't want her to be coming close to Derfflinger, which is not really maneuverable at this point. And for that reason, I'd rather risk Hessen's armor belt than the unmaneuverable Derfflinger, which is sailing in circles. So just keep maintaining the angle as much as possible. And we are obviously now in point-blank range. We are in a brawl now. And it's just a matter of getting enough fire onto that Soviet battleship, battle cruiser, that she's going to go down. Come on. Okay. I think we've taken out one of her main guns, but that was... The Wuppertal managed that as well, and then she went down. So keep turning. Unfortunately, that affects our aim, but I think at this range that's not really so much of a problem anymore. Partial penetration's good on our side. Derflinger is, I don't know where she's going, but Hessen is gonna have to pull it here, and we are now in a tight turning match. It's another main gun destroyed, so that was a good salvo. Hessen is flooding in the bow, and the Tver is still fully combat effective. So so far luck has not been with us when it comes to good hits on that thing. Let's see if we can entice Derflinger to turn a little bit. And yeah, Hessen, oh, that was another penetration, another flood on Hessen. Come on, this is a dangerous position to be in. I need some good penetrating hits on that thing. Okay, that's more like it. What did we get? Can't even see it. So many of them are there. Okay, we've got a flash fire. I think the Tver is done for. I think that's last salvo from the Hessen has finished her off. The turrets again go fly. We've set off the ammunition, and yeah, that could have gone either way in these point blank engagements. They can go both ways, and these Soviet ships are not to be underestimated. The Danes were a little bit easier to take care of, but these guys not so much. Okay, she is sinking, which means we now have to find the convoy. So I think Derflinger, I'm going to get Derflinger to retreat because of her damaged rudder, and V13 and Hessen together should be able to take care of them. I think southwest was where they were spotted, so we'll catch up to the transports and finish them off. I think there shouldn't be anything else out here that we need to worry about. The sun has set, but in the dying light of the day, after a hard battle, we have finally managed to catch up with our prize. The enemy transports have been briefly spotted, and Hessen, as well as the destroyer, are opening up to finish the job, sink the Soviet transports, and deal a crippling blow to the Soviet pride and economy. It has been a hard fight, and at knife's edge at times, but Derflinger, Hessen and V13 returned to port for repairs. The San Marco Grande under Danish flag, the Tver, as well as the Triumph and Deris, the Gromki, and 11 transport ships have been sent to the bottom. It is a major victory after the devastating loss of the Wuppertal, restoring the faith in the German Empire. That said, the fights are not getting any easier for the Derflinger class battlecruisers.